Hello everyone and welcome to another top 5 records video and another one in a series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full body of work of David Bowie. And we have arrived in 1980 at this album, Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. Now, before I start, I'll take this off because I made a note. This is the second pressing of this album that I bought. It's a 1980 orange label version of this album in near mint condition. Um, it's the Deutsche Pressung, German pressing. You can see that here on the corner. Why am I telling you that? If after this video you decide to put on this album or you're about to buy this album, please try and find that orange German pressing. It's a hidden gem of sound quality and hidden audiophile pressing, which once the word will keep rolling, it will become, I'm sure it will become priceless because it's a gorgeous, very detailed sounding version. And it made me realize the actual epic this album is all about. Because when David Bowie started recording this album, producing it with Tony Visconti, he was actually thinking that he would make a sort of like his Sergeant Pepper's. And I never looked at that album that way until I heard it and I found this pressing. And with that in mind, as a matter of fact, this is a Bowie album of grandiose quality with a lot of hidden gems and deep cuts. Let's start off with side one. It's No Game. It's No Game is a very odd song, a very strange way to open the album. You can hear Bowie is singing and somewhat shouting and doing vocal things that we haven't heard him do in the Berlin trilogy, because with this album he definitely wanted to leave the Berlin trilogy behind. Brian Eno he kept in Berlin. I'm not sure if Brian Eno stayed in Berlin, but no. He took Robert Fripp doing amazing things on his album, but he's looking for different kinds of songs. He did not just go into the studio and improvise his way through songs and write lyrics on the spot. As a matter of fact, he took 2 months off to write these songs so he could go into the studio and already have a very clear idea of the song and then find out what it should sound like. A different approach for Bowie, a real different approach for Bowie. The opening song, It's No Game, has Japanese lyrics performed by a Japanese actress. It's a gorgeous, strange, dissonant, and an inviting way to start this album. In a very, very strange way. Then he goes to the next song, Up the Hill Backwards. I really love that song. It's like a hymn. It's like something you want to sing together. And Bowie is in a different state of mind. You can really hear he is in the stage of developing and changing again. He's leaving a lot of sorrow behind. He was very optimistic and happy about the future at this point, which, well, that's a first time for Bowie in this series, right? A very upbeat and happy Bowie. And Up the Hill Backwards. I really love the quality of the melodies here. As a matter of fact, Tony Visconti later on said about this album that these contain some of the best Bowie melodies. He was so concentrated here. Then, and then already begins the, yeah, yeah, I can say it. It's a rare occasion when you have the Holy Trinity. A Holy Trinity are three brilliant songs, one after another. You don't have that often. You can find two brilliant songs, one after another, on a regular album, but three songs, this album has that. Starting off, Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. That's a banger. I mean, I love the soaring, roaring guitar and Bowie going in very dry, very concentrated. And then the refrain, I mean, bam! It's so powerful. Such a great song that goes into Ashes to Ashes, Funk to Funky, one of the big masterpieces in the collection of works by Bowie. It tells a story of Major Tom. Um, he puts question marks at the existence of Major Tom. He says it's actually all about something else, drug use. And I like that ambiguity. I like it that he's steering us in a different direction. He is saying goodbye to an old version of himself. Who knows? Then, fashion. I think fashion is one of the big underestimated Bowie singles. It has such a tackiness. It's such a tacky, fun little song. I love the video clip. I love the dry sound of it. I love the air it takes. I love the rhythm, the pauses, and the complete confidence of this song. It is so part of Bowie becoming somebody else in the 80s. And as a matter of fact, he wasn't this for a long time. The big 80s transition came later on in Let's Dance. But listening to this, thinking this might have been the Bowie we would have gotten if he would not have worked with Nile Rodgers. And I love what he did with Nile Rodgers. We're gonna get at Let's Dance later on, but it is a peek into a development that could have been. I love that. Then the next side, Teenage Wildlife. I think that's one of the underrated Bowie deep cuts. I love the way he shouts "Teenage Wildlife" and the way it builds to that moment. Gorgeous song. And scream like a baby. This is a, this one has so many great Bowie melodies. He's in such a wonderful shape. Then there's also the song "Because You're Young," which actually features Pete Townsend. But Pete Townsend got in the studio. He was in a very bad mood. He asked, what do you actually want? And they said, well, we want Pete Townsend chords. And he gave some, but they were put very low in the mix. So you can't really, it never becomes a Pete Townsend collaboration. Like later on the album Heathen, they do have a very good collaboration. Slow Burn, brilliant. And then he ends with It's No Game #2. And the album is complete. The story is told. This is a rare gem of Bowie deep cuts. It's an odd one in his career, and that says something. And I really love it. And every time I play it more, especially this orange labeled German pressing, I love it even more. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.